Meeting is being recorded. All right. So again, welcome. Excited to have you guys here today. Excited to have you here, Chief. Really looking forward to this. I just want to, before we start off, just make sure everybody's mics are muted, so we can just solely focus on our briefer today. But with that being said, Sergeant Stickerelli, go ahead and.
All right, thank you for that, Sarge of Arms. Be sure not to flex on him. We know you've been hitting the gym. All right, folks. Hey, Northwest Region warriors and guests from other regions, thank you for joining us today for our February virtual Northwest Region 5-6 meeting. You know, I thought long and hard about who we should bring on as our guests for February. And I thought, you know what, we need a pick-me-up. We need some motivation. We need some pep, some pride, enthusiasm, and passion. And there is nobody else better suited to give that to us than the fired up Chief Master Sergeant Retired Juan Lewis. So we are honored to have him here today. Chief, the floor is yours. We're pumped up.
Hey, thank you there, Iron Mike. But before I get started, man, I got to show some love, man. I looked out there. I see my hero, Elsie Leon, out there. So, Elsie, how you doing? I love you. I'm showing some love over there to you. You know, when I retired, you did my retirement ceremony. You blew the roof off the whole place. So I'm just honored just to go out there and see you again. And my mom say hello, too. Hey, Mike, I tell you, man, I like to apologize. I was supposed to be talking to you guys last week, but something came up down in San Antonio, man. We had all that snow, and we didn't know how to act. You know, the fired up chief, I was actually cold because inside my house, I didn't have no power or anything. And so this week, man, I had to take an emergency trip. I had to come down to Arkansas to visit my mom, and I definitely didn't want to call up and tell you guys again, let's go ahead and reschedule, because you know your word is your bond, right? And you got to be flexible. You got to overcome a lot of stuff. And so it's an honor for me to be here today. And the reason I want to be here today, I know a lot about you heroes. I know a majority of you guys probably were non-vol into the job you're doing. I know that. The reason I say I know that, because I remember my exec when I was at Joint Base San Antonio, she got non-vol to go inside the ROTC job. And she was hating every minute of it. She was like, oh my God, they just got this assignment notification. They sending me to ROTC. I don't want to go there. I don't want to do this. I'm just mad at the world for doing it. And guess what? She left out of there, man. She had fingernails in Joint Base San Antonio when she was going over there to do her ROTC job. And then I remember talking to my favorite first sergeant. He was my first sergeant. He got non-vol too. He got non-vol to go down to be y'all first sergeant. So he was mad. He left San Antonio with a dirty diaper, left his family in San Antonio, and he went down to Alabama, and he was going down there to be y'all first sergeant. He was mad. And I told him, guess what, hero? You better change that dirty diaper, man. I said, they're already mad. And you going down there mad too, because people can feel your body language. It ain't what you say, is what they feel, and what they feel about you. I'm feeling like a dirty diaper. So let me go ahead and change your diaper. So when you go out there and see the heroes, you can be smiling, you can be fired up about doing the job. And you know what? When he went down and started doing the job, he used to call me up and give me updates. It used to hurt my heart when he used to tell me what was going on, man. He was like, man, Chief, you won't believe it, man. I got GTC abuse. I got heroes ain't passing their PT test. I got the biggest one. I got heroes who ain't getting along with the cadre staff. And it was just crazy when I used to hear all that right there. And I can understand how you guys really feel, you know, because sometimes you feel like you're out there on the island all by yourself. And I fully understand. And I feel you too, because I've been out there on the island all by myself before. But one thing I also know, that it's a job you got to do. You know, once the Air Force tagged you to do that job, you got to go out there and do it. Man, I remember I was stationed at March Air Force Base back in 1993, probably before some of y'all were born. Here I am working 6 days a week. I'm a staff sergeant. I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 6 days a week. My only day off is Sunday. And my boss tapped me on the shoulder and told me on Sunday that he needed me to go to the airport to pick somebody up. And I'm like pissed. I'm like, why you picking me? Why you ain't picking everybody else around here? No, all of a sudden was I need you to go do it. And then I was just counting in my head, man. It's gonna go 13 days before I can have a day off. You know what I'm saying? And so, but then I realized I had to go do it anyway. And sometimes, you know, you do things right, and it's a blessing in disguise. You don't realize that what you're doing, but later on it pay big dividends. When I went to the airport and picked this individual up as a staff sergeant, my assignments from tech sergeant, master sergeant, senior master sergeant, this guy gave me all my assignments because we had an established connection during that time frame. So I'm so glad that little opportunity to go out there and do it. So that's what I'm telling you guys. I'm asking you guys to look at your job, right? Don't complain about your job, because the more you complain about it, the more problems you're gonna have. Find some positive things about the job you're doing and focus on those and make them even better. I'm gonna tell you, if you don't love your job ain't gonna love you. And so the key is you gotta find something you love about it. And just remember, man, I ain't married this thing forever, because pretty soon my time up, my code, whatever, 50 or whatever code they got, man, this job getting divorced, man. But while I'm in it, I'm just gonna love it the way I can love it. And the way you can love it, the way you love it, I wanna go ahead and tell you guys, it's something I call like pride, enthusiasm, and passion. I heard Iron Mike laid it all the way out there on the table, boy. When he said all that pep, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, that pep gonna allow me to turn the good to great, to go from ordinary to extraordinary. In 1995, I was a staff sergeant. In 2002, I had a line up for chief, and guess what? I did it all the right way. I didn't kiss not one butt. I didn't stay on one of my wingmans in the back. I didn't like step on any of my troops. I did it all the right way, and guess what? I made it twice, both of them, senior master sergeant and chief, twice, because of pep, because of doing it the right way. And I'm gonna tell you, you can do the same thing. So when I'm talking about putting that pep, I'm talking about having pride in who you are, pride in what you represent, and pride in what you're doing. I'm talking about having that enthusiasm, being excited about going to work, about whatever job you're doing. If they tell you to dig a ditch from here around the world, just dig that ditch all fired all well, because guess what? You're gonna make you dig that ditch a lot faster. And I'm talking about passion. When I'm talking about passion, I don't want you to be the best. I just want you to give me your best. Because if you give me your best effort every day, that's gonna be good enough for me and everybody else. So when you put that pride, enthusiasm, and passion into your life, it's gonna have you dreaming big. I want you to dream so big that when you go out there and tell people, they're laughing at you. Oh, you can't do that. But you know what? The bigger your dream, the more they tell you can't do it, you probably own something you can do. I ain't never known people accomplish an epic feat without people who doubting them saying they can't go out there and do it. And y'all guys can go out there and do the same thing. I just want you to dream big. The problem I'm seeing across the Air Force, people ain't dreaming big. You know why? Because a lot of people are hitting their goals and people ain't failing. You know, when you start dreaming big, you start failing. And when you fail, you don't really fail until you quit. And once you give all the way up, think about it. Think about it. If Apple, if the guy who started with Coca-Cola, when he first started selling Coke, he only sold a couple cases of Coke first year. And then he blew up. Look, everybody was laughing at what he was selling. And that's what I'm telling you guys. I need for you to dream big. Another thing I need for you to do, and you can ask Elsie over there. And you know what? Elsie knows, because I was her command chief. And you know what? I was a different type of command chief than anybody else. I wasn't trying to fit in. I was just trying to be myself. I went to the doctor recently. He told me that I had a condition that's 1 of 400, only 400 people inside the United States. He said, you're very rare, you're very different. I said, good, because I don't want to be like everybody else. And that's a lot of time we lose our superiority because we're trying to fit in and trying to be somebody else, and then we're having conflict with ourselves. And so I'm just asking you to go out there and be real, be yourself. And no matter what, just give your best. And then when you're looking at it out there, when you're out there performing, you know, instead of looking at where the Air Force is, and a lot of people make this mistake, they always performing where the Air Force is at right now. But you should be performing where the Air Force is going to. That's where you got to be on it. I hear the old timers complaining about the Air Force new policy on hair. Guess what, hero? This is where the Air Force is going. This ain't where the Air Force is at. Because if you're trying to hit it where it's at, the train gonna pass you. You got to go up so you can catch that train off the side. And another thing I want you to understand too, I don't want you to get complacent. Like a lot of heroes off inside there, they get complacent, man. And you know, as soon as they do something good, they stick the chest all the way out. They want to brag and everything else. No, hero, I want you to stay hungry. Don't get full. Stay humble. And then help everybody else out. You know, I don't like Tom Brady, but you know what? You got to give Tom Brady some credit, man. You know what? 2 years ago, he was looking at all the Super Bowl rings, looking in the case, and they was asking him, Tom, which one of these rings do you love the best? And you know what he said? The next one. Because he didn't get hungry. He didn't get complacent. And a lot of times I see people in the airport, they go win 12 outstanding airmen of the year, beating their chest like, hey, I'm the best. But guess what, hero? How you gonna get better? The key is, right? Continue to get better. And that's what I expect each and every one of you guys to do. And another thing I want to tell you guys about, because I don't want to talk to you guys too long. I understand y'all got a lot of big meetings to do, and I can go forever. But another thing, always be ready. When I'm telling you always be ready, You can ask Elsie over there. She know when I first came down to Lackland Air Force Base, I came up and I had a enlisted call, and I told them all that we're gonna raise these standards all the way up. And you know what? You better be ready, and you better be giving your best. And if you're a supervisor, you better be taking care of your heroes. And then if your hero fail, you better make sure you help them right there overcome whatever they got to do. And the thing I said, like being ready, I'm saying being ready because you never know when you're going to face a challenge. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. I run every day. I used to run every day, 5 miles religiously every day. Rain, sleet, or snow, I ran. And I ain't run for the PT test. I ran for myself because I just wanted to be ready because it made me feel good. I wake up in the morning, I pound the pavement. It's raining outside. My friend, look, Lou, you so stupid, man. Why you running over there, man? You ain't got to run no more. But I'm just running for myself. I ain't worried about you. Let me run, man. And like right now, you see I got this Air Force stuff on. My friends be wearing Dallas Cowboys. All of a sudden, Lakers. Man, Lakers and the Cowboys ain't putting no money in my pocket. Every month, they are paying me, man. So I love the Air Force. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I just want to be ready. And so in April of 2020, I faced the mother of all challenge. It was like, why me? I don't know why I faced that challenge. But it hit me, and it hit me really, really hard. It hit me so hard that it knocked me down, man. That it knocked me down so bad that I was begging the good Lord to just go ahead and take me away. And I can tell you, ask Elsie over there, she think you would never hear me say that before. But when COVID hit me, and COVID hit me at a point that it put me on my knees, that it had me just want to go out there and quit. It had the doctors that emailed my wife and called my wife and told my wife I ain't gonna make it through the night. But it's amazing, man. The power of prayer, the power of support, and how I had been ready before, how my body was in shape, how my body was able to come back and fight all the way against it because I was ready. Mentally, I was wanting to quit, but guess what? My body had something different. And then the power of support, people emailing, people calling, my nurses reading all the emails, encouraging me not to quit, to keep fighting and don't give up. It was just amazing. So I'm here today to talk to each and every one of you. All I want you to do is just be ready, man. I just want you to hit your fullest potential. When you go off inside there and retire, when you call it all the way quits, it won't be about the ribbons on your chest. It won't be about the plaques on your wall. It won't be about the stripes on your sleeves, on your chest. It'll be about the legacy that you left behind. What would be your legacy? What would be your legacy? You could ask Elsie. She was at my retirement ceremony. At my retirement ceremony, the MAXCOM command chief didn't like me, and he went on and became the chief master on the Air Force. But you know what? I was never serving for likes. And you know what? All I was serving for was make sure I take care of those heroes who work for me and my mama. All I want to do, when I gave my mom my flag, I said, Mama, I hope I made you proud. That's the only thing I wanted, just to make my mom proud. And I believe I made my mom proud. I know I made my mom proud. And I know I took care of the heroes. And that's what I'm asking each and every one of you. So heroes, I think I've been running my mouth over it for like 13 minutes. And I told Iron Mike, that ain't gonna be going all long. But I just want to know if you have any type of questions out there for me, you free to ask me anything. You can ask me, hey, and you know, Chief Lewis, I don't care. I ain't embarrassed about nothing. I'm real, and seriously, just ask Elsie over there. She'll tell you, like, cause some people, well, man, I don't like Chief Lewis. I don't care, man. I'm not living on your lights. I'm just making sure in the morning when I brush my teeth, do I like that person? And I like that person off inside there. And I just want to make sure I'm doing what's right. I'm taking care of folks. Hey, hey, when I was command chief, if I saw something wrong, I would call you out about it. I don't care if you're the general or the airman. I'm calling you all the way out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just calling you all the way out. And some people don't like that, And like, if I found out if you didn't want to take care of your folks, I didn't care what wing you was in. I was like a hot dog. It made me mad. And you ain't take care of, hold on. I remember Airman Lewis won't get taken care of. I'm going to make sure you're going to take care of with Lou, they in my wing. I don't care. They on my base. I'm the installation guy. This is my base. And guess what? Everybody on my base is going to get taken care of. Going to get it right. So if little hero, I'm serious. I go by FTAC. Little heroes at FTAC. Come on and tell me, Chief, I ain't got no heat in my dorm. What you mean you ain't got no heat? I remember Airman Lewis didn't have no heat in the dorm. I remember mold growing all on my wall in the dorm. Hero got mold. Then I'm getting PTSD by mold. Let's go to your dorm master. Get his ass over here. Get his commander. Get his first son. Get everybody over here. I said, Hero, don't lie to me, because I'm gonna light him up. No, Chief, I got it. You good? Let's go see. Oh, man. It was on then. Hey, move this hero out this, what you call, put him downtown, let him go stay wherever you want to stay at. Make sure you get big. Guys, I wasn't playing around. And I still don't play around. I just like to help people. That's my motto. When I was laying in the hospital bed, looking up, the only thing I can move with my eyes, man, and the good Lord gave me the opportunity to continue to live, I said to myself, I want to keep doing good inside our world, and I want to help people like you. So heroes, from the bottom of my heart, I'm here to offer help, offer assistance, whatever I can do. So you can ask me anything. So if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot. If not, I'm good too. So all right, Mike, I'm gonna open up for questions.
Chief, that was amazing. I think all of us are ready to go to the gym. We're fired up. That was phenomenal. I have a quick question for you before I open this up to everybody.
All right.
The first thing you said, I agree with 100%. Finding that pride within the position that you're in right now. And I think for most of us, we can all agree that one of the coolest things about working in an AFROTC detachment is the fact that you kind of get to mentor and raise a young, potential officer from the ground up as a cadet. The question that I have for you, obviously, I'm sure you've experienced many times in your career where you've worked with a young officer, young lieutenant, or even, CGO and above. I wondered if you have any stories to where, you like anything that stands out as far as like having a moment where, you as, maybe at the time when you were a young NCO or at the senior NCO level, like anything that stood out to you where you mentored an officer, so to speak.
I do. I had one, he was a pilot, he was a fighter pilot. I was a young staff sergeant at March Air Force Base, and he was a little arrogant too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, and he barely had like a year in the military. I'm a staff sergeant, I had more time sitting on the government toilet than what he had. And, and I had been doing a job a long time too. But I understand he was in charge. You know what I'm saying? And so, no matter what, I'm a chief master sergeant, second lieutenant. Guess what? Second lieutenant really in charge, but second lieutenant need to be smart about it too, right? You know what I'm saying? Because if you plan on, making it up or being very successful, you need to rely on those NCOs. And that's one of the things, like me and him had a little bit of challenge where you little respect thing. First he come up in there, he tried to take my office. And, because he thought my office was nicer than his and everything else. And, I was talking to the commander told me, like, so I know it's, don't give up your office, man. You do a lot of great things around here. You know what I'm saying? You need to tell the lieutenant. And first we had like a little bit of friction, but then once we talked about it and we got good, and, he realized that we were there to make him better. And I can tell you right now, that little lieutenant, he's a general now. And, and he still look back at the time. He said, man, I remember how y'all used to ride me pretty hard, but then I got pretty smart. And I remember how y'all used to take care of me too. And, make him look really, really good. And that's what we used to do. And so it's a challenge off inside there too, especially where you guys at. And I'm going to tell you, by being in the ROTC, you ain't on a big base. Y'all like more like a family off inside there too. And, like sometimes you don't get along with your sisters and brothers, but you almost got to like, hey, once you have your little spat, get over it. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that fester where it interfere, where it make you drag and want to go to work, because that's a family affair where you guys at. You ain't got a lot of folks to rely on. And if you have one or two you don't like, man, you still got to go to that place, and y'all better just talk about it. And a lot of time what I noticed too, like a lot of conflict comes for lack of communication. When you don't communicate, then negativity just fill the void and stuff, And so the key is, just to keep communicating. And the more you communicate, the more you'll find, what you have in common with each other. So I just ask you, like, hey, just to, work through any type of conflict, work through any type of like a relationship you have. And, I would be proud about it, man. Just think all the little lieutenants you're doing with, and like, you don't know, all you're doing is planting seeds. Some of the cadres you plant seeds, man, what about one of the little cadets, whatever you have, they grow to be a general, and then they up there and they acceptance speak, they talking about you. Because I remember like General Rice, he was at the Air Force Academy, and General Rice, he was a 4-star, and he mentioned that when he was at the Academy, that he had his enlisted guy that he remembered that impacted him so much that gave him the foundation to go up there and reach. And so like when he threw his hat up, he only threw it up a little bit because he wanted to give it to his master sergeant. And you know what? to me, that means more than like, I'm serious, guys. I'm retired and man, I don't care about those strikes I had. Man, I don't care. I just care like when I'm riding down, I'm in San Antonio, me and my wife walking and man, somebody driving down the street and they do a U-turn and they come back around and say, that's Chief, how you doing, man? That to me, that's more than some decoration, man. Because I know a lot of my friends got, like, I had one friend, man. He was like a command chief, and he John Levitold at every school, right? And you know, men who were talking, and we was at the hospital talking, and you know, it's like all these people walking through there, man, and everybody, hey Chief, how you told Chief, how you doing, whatever else, and then nobody said nothing to him, man. I said, man, you this big kahuna, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, who you impacting stuff, man? So, and you guys in a perfect position, man. You got all those cadets going through there. You got an opportunity, like, and you know what? You know you're successful is that when they graduate, they call you back. 10 years from then, they calling you up, asking you information. That's when you knew you did your job right there. That's what you should be striving for. Getting that relationship with that trust where they calling back to talk to you.
That was awesome, Chief. We got any more questions for him?
Hey, Chief, there's a Sergeant Nielsen. I'm at the University of Iowa, Det 255.
I know, look, oh, yes.
Yeah, Hawkeyes.
Hawkeyes, I know.
Yeah.
Hey, I be wearing that Hawkeye stuff too. I had it on my OCP, my Hawkeye.
Yeah, no, I have one teacher. That's good enough. So I have a question. So your past troops, like, so when they were telling you, I guess like their stories and at the det that or their respective debts, wherever they were, did they mention anything that they had to do? Like, if they ran into any problems, like Sergeant Sicurelli was saying, like if there were a problem with like fellow cadre or enlisted or officer, or with cadets, like what they had to do. I don't know if they ran into any issues and how they resolved that.
Yeah. You know what? A couple times too, like, you know, like my friend when the first sergeant, he used to always mention those. The conflict used to be the biggest one because some of y'all staff are pretty small over there too. And then sometimes, like on the officer side, you know, they have a tendency to the rally always stick all the way together. And then a lot of time I think what he used to tell them, like, hey, first of all, just go out there and communicate. You know what I'm saying? Just communicate. Just tell them. And a lot of times, don't get personal with it. Be very specific. Say how it make you feel and how you feel as though whatever. And then just try to communicate. Then if that don't work, then just keep working all the way up. I know my friend, when he was the first sergeant over there, he traveled a lot to go down there to mediate over there because a lot of time with enlisted members, they just wasn't getting treated fairly. And then he used to have to go down there and like, hey, after they don't did all their homework, don't talk, you know, to intermediate. And then he had a boss over there, the general down there that really supported him. They really gave him the authority, you know, to affect change and, you know, and make you guys feel like you valuable members of the team or the Air Force, because you already look at it, man. You already wait from your career for y'all personnels and admin, you know, so you already wait. You ain't got a little nucleus of people. And then you're over there with a bunch of officers over there too that you can feel alien. Then you had a school. And you know how it is, I hate to say it, guys. Just like when I was down at Command Chief of Basic Military Training, man, like Elsie and them, they would support. Then nobody care about support. They only care about those damn trainees, you know what I'm saying? And like same thing with you guys, you know, everybody want to come down there. Everybody just want to see what the students, you know, the whatever. Don't nobody want to see. And so like with Elsie and them, like with me, if I just make sure that I came down and show you guys big time love because y'all don't want to take care of the students. So if I got y'all feeling happy, then y'all gonna make them feel happier. You know what I'm saying? And so, and like when I was Elsie and them command chief, I put a lot of attention on the support. I love them. I said, man, I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? But y'all got to raise your status up, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to take it. But one thing I just recommend you do is just, you know, if I was in a situation, I would talk to them and, you know, just talk, you know, and most of the time when you talk to them, they may understand, they may get it, but some of them don't get it. But then I would just keep going all the way up. I just wouldn't like, let it like, you know, sometimes we have a problem and we like let it be like a volcano, you know, just, it be going underneath, just be balling, and then next thing you know, just blow all the way up. And you know what? You don't want to do that right there. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever like blow all the way up. But let me tell you also too, I've got to tell you now, sometimes I gotta tell y'all need a hype person, right? Somebody in your corner who's hyping you up, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm hyping them up. But then at the same time, you need somebody you can just lay it all on them too, just call and complain too. Let me get it all out. You know what I'm saying? Someone I go in and just blow a gasket with, and once I get it all out, then I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? But you need that right there. You need your hype person, and you need you a person you can blow up with. You know what I'm saying? But the key is, don't be blowing up with the people all the time, because you start blowing up all the time, that's the only thing in your head. You know what I'm saying? Just let me get this all the way out,
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, there, Mark. All right. Hey, all right, Mike. All right, Mike. I know you only told me, hey, I'm on my time limit, man. So I don't want to.
Oh no, you're fine, Chief. I will say, anybody else have any additional questions or going once? Well, Chief, hey, that was phenomenal. I think I gotta tell you, that was the best meeting we've had. And we're a fairly new council, but I'm pumped up. So thank you so much for that. There's so many takeaways that we can take from what you said, and we really appreciate it. And I can't tell you enough how thankful I am for you to agree to do this. Is there any final things you wanted to say, Chief, before we let you go?
Come on, Mike. I can't give it up all the way up, man. I'm talking to heroes. I love y'all. And I leave y'all love yourself. At the same token, but before I get on that, Mike, Iron Mike, you gotta do me one favor, man. Hey,
what's that,
get me on Facebook, send me your mailing address. Martina Nelson off inside there. Hit me on Facebook, send me your mailing address, not your email address, your mailing address. And Elsie, come on now. You better hit me on Facebook. And I was down in Barksdale trying to see you one time too. And Elsie, hit me on Facebook and send me your mailing address. Now, I don't know, Elsie, do everybody know you can sing or what?
They do now, sir.
Oh, there we go. We
look,
karaoke now.
Hey, no, seriously. One thing about me, I call, like I said, if your ass can't sing, Elsie, sit your ass down. You can't sing. But you know what? She can blow the roof off. I don't say that about anybody. I remember, what I love about Elsie too. Elsie, can I tell her about the Spurs over there? Because y'all know when I was Joint Base San Antonio Command Chief, I was hooked up with the Spurs and everything else. And I had to set up for Elsie to blow it off at one of the All-Star games down there at San Antonio, the Women All-Star game, And you know what Elsie told me? She turned me down, man, And I'm glad she did, because I have respect for that, because she had another commitment off inside there. I think I don't know if she was a commitment with her family. I can't remember if it was family. But I want y'all to understand something. Guys, if you have to make a commitment between the military and your family, always choose your family. Because in the end, you can ask Elsie, when I retired, the whole club, I'm sure Elsie tell them that club was packed. I'm talking about, you probably couldn't even get a roach in there, man. It was so packed, right?
Standing room only.
Standing room on. And then my wife supported me for 3 decades, And I walked out there to that Lexus, didn't let else, you know what I'm saying? I ain't care. But at the same token, when I looked around, it was just me, my wife, and my family. And so I want you guys to understand that. Don't sacrifice your family over there for no stripe. Don't sacrifice your family over there to get ahead. Don't sacrifice your health. Because in the very end, when you retire, it won't be about those stripes. It won't be about what job you had. It'll be about who's standing beside you and how healthy you are. So, heroes, stay fired up, stay motivated, stay full of that pride, enthusiasm, and passion. Iron Mike, thanks for the opportunity, man. And I'm glad, I had to improvise and go ahead and give you what I had to give you, but I hope I put my soul in. And if you ever need anything, anybody ever need anything to reach a different level, you can email me. And you can ask Elsie over there. She can tell you. I ain't doing no lip service. I ain't got time. I'm too old for that right there. Plus, I almost died back in April. You know what I'm saying? I got to be honest off the side. So, all right, Mike. Y'all take it easy there, hero. Stay fired up, stay motivated, and enjoy the rest of the month. Fire up, Chief is out.
Awesome. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Woo! I'm ready to go to the gym right now. I don't know about you guys.
He's hilarious.
That was awesome. I didn't even mind that he had my name wrong. I'm changing my name to Mike now. I love it.
It's finishing up right now. It's Iron Mike. Dang it.
Right.
I thought it was starting at 3. And so I got in.
I think you got a hot mic there.
It started at 1:52.
Sorry, McKinney.
It wasn't a mandatory one. It was won by the 5-6. Sir Nelson's actually in a uniform.
Senator McKinney, your mic is on.
Yeah.
Is Val, are you able to mute him?
Yeah, so it's with this motivational speaker. They got him.
Right, let me see. Hold on.
Hopefully, he doesn't
Okay,
say
I
crazy
muted.
right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I apologize. That's embarrassing.
You're good. Hey,
I'm so glad I wasn't talking smack about
I
Sir
know,
Nelson.
right? I was like, hold on.
Sir Nelson's supposed to be, she's been working really hard, so she was supposed to not be working today. So I was very surprised when I seen her in uniform, but yeah, I joined late, and I'm embarrassed of it. And now you all know. But I was on the phone talking to my folks, so
No worries, no problem at all.
You all have a great weekend.
We're glad to have you here. So what I'm going to do next, we're going to go around the room. That's awesome. Our council members are going to speak a little bit, just any kind of business items that they want to address. We have a couple of cool potential morale, and fundraiser things that we're looking to do. And I'll turn it over to the VP, Sergeant Danner, to go ahead and say a couple words.
So hi everyone, make sure I'm not muted. So like you mentioned, we're working on a few fundraiser and morale events. They are awesome events, and we can't wait till we're able to really present them to you guys. Once we get the actual written portion and everything approved, then we'll be able to present it to you. So more to come. And then next month, so this was a great event, and now we have Chief Master Sergeant Kelly for next month. We'll have the date and the time. It'll go out to you guys probably within the next week or so, once we solidify everything down. Oh, one more thing. Blue Table Talk. If anybody wants to lead up a Blue Table Talk training, please let me know. It can really be over whatever topic you choose. I am rolling into maternity leave next month, so Sergeant J-Ro will be taking that over for the next 3 months. But whatever you want to train on or whatever day next month, just let us know.
Awesome. And then I'll turn it over to our secretary, Sergeant Nielsen.
Yes, sir. So the two things I had was, so if anyone knows or any debt, we have like a couple other debts in here, but if you have any members that have left or new members that you would want removed or added to the distro for any emails, updates, anything like that, just let me know. You can also use the org box. We're trying to get the org box. It's up and running. Just, if you have any questions or anything, you can put that in there as well. But and just utilize the org box. But just let me know if there's any missing folks or folks that need to be added.
Absolutely. And then I'll turn it over to our treasurer, Sergeant Valentine.
All right. Hey, guys. Sorry. I don't know if you can hear me. You guys hear me okay?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, snap. Okay. Well, just really quick, we got $0 in our account still.
Well, there we go.
That's it.
We're rolling. We're rich. So that's awesome. No. But so with the thing with that, like we were saying, we have some cool fundraisers that we're looking to implement pretty soon, and you'll hear more about that soon. We had to get our bylaws, basically, we had to get some amendments to them. So we're working on getting them re-signed. So until we get them re-signed, we can't officially launch, fundraisers. So that's in the works. But I'll give you a little hint though. If you like pie, you might like this fundraiser. So be on the lookout for that. But anyway, before I turn it over to our new Sergeant of Arms, I don't think I ever formally introduced this man to all of you. So I work with Staff Sergeant Lowe. He's my counterpart here at Det 280. And let me tell you, he's a very motivated individual. He's the perfect fit for this position. So I'm really happy. It was between, him and Sergeant Estrada, and they were both awesome. I would have been happy with either one. But I'm really happy that he's on the team here with us. He's from Florida originally. So here in Kansas, we deal with that Kansas weather. I'm sure he's missing home. But he's a great guy, and we're happy to have him here. And Sergeant Lowe, I'll give you the floor to introduce yourself or say anything you want to say.
Appreciate that. Yeah, Sergeant Lowe again. I am from Daytona Beach, Florida. We just experienced that harsh weather last week. I do miss the beaches, and I miss the sun and all that sort of stuff. But I don't have anything else to add. I am thankful to be in this position with the rest of the 5-6 council here. All great individuals to learn from and to grow with. So I'm thankful to be in this position again, and that's all I have, Sergeant Stickerly. So
awesome. So before I open up to an open forum, I just want to advertise. So we have a Facebook page that we launched, and we're trying to kind of streamline information on there and kind of use that as a platform to post our meetings. So like this one here, you can notice the little recording icon there. We're going to post all of our meetings on the Facebook page, probably eventually Teams as well. We're going to be using Teams. I'd probably look to build a separate 5-6 channel if we can within the the NWR teams. That's kind of in the work, but we are using Facebook. Just go on to Facebook, type in AFROTC NWR or AFROTC Virtual NWR 5-6 Council. Should be the only one that comes up. If there's a copycat out there, then they'll let me know and we'll take care of that. But yeah, give that a like. We're going to post some cool stuff on there, not even just our meetings, but we're also going to post, we share a lot of cool quotes and stuff like that and things from other leadership pages that we're going to share on that page. So give that a like. With that said, I want to kind of open it up to see what you guys are thinking. If anybody has any thoughts or ideas, anything that they want to bring to the table, the floor is open now. What do you guys have? Crickets. Well, no worries. If you ever think of something, our virtual door, so to speak, is always open. Sergeant Nielsen mentioned that we have an org box, and we're going to start to look to utilize that. But we're on GroupMe, we're on Teams, obviously. I think most of you have my information, my email, and the rest of my council members here. So if anything comes up, if you think of maybe like a cool a guest speaker that you want to bring on or something along those lines, let us know. So like Sergeant Danner said, we have a guest speaker scheduled for the month of March, but April is wide open and beyond that. So if you have somebody, or even yourself, I mean, it doesn't have to be, I know we've mostly gotten chiefs, and I think we'll probably maybe get some more diversity in here pretty soon with different ranks and maybe a civilian or something, because, we're very chief heavy with the guests, which is awesome. But I think we'll start bringing on some more different, maybe different branches of service and, Army folks and Marines and that kind of thing. So think about who that would be. And if you want to be a guest speaker, that would be awesome. Don't think just because you're a tech sergeant or a staff sergeant that you don't have anything to offer. If you want to volunteer and say, hey, I'd love to be a guest speaker for April or May, and here's the guest, here's the topic that I have in mind, or let me know if you guys have some topics, I would be all for that. We would love that. So let us know. With that, hope you guys have a great weekend.
Can I just say something? Sergeant Dixon here, did 420. I just wanted to bring something up. I know there's like a lot of things going on lately around the Air Force, around the United States and all that. And, with us being busy at certain points, I just want to bring up that, maybe doing like a sanity check with one another, keeping each other involved. It wouldn't be such a bad idea, because at the end of the day, it's really just us surrounded by officers all the time. Or even, at the higher levels, with senior leadership and all that stuff. So I think that within ourselves, within this group, doing like a sanity check with everybody wouldn't be so bad, because I've seen a lot of like when I go on Facebook and stuff like that, and see some of the things that are happening or some of the comments that are, being said on certain subject, it's just like really disturbing to me. That we're still having with all the training that we get all the time and get bombarded with throughout the Air Force, that's things like that are still happening. It's just like something, that always in the back of my mind, and just wanting to make sure that everybody is mentally okay, basically. That's all I had to say. Anyway, thanks.
100%. I agree with you. I think that's the hardest thing about this job, right? Is that we, and Chief mentioned it, the small teams, we're kind of outnumbered mostly when it comes to officers versus enlisted. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it is tough, right? That's kind of what we're trying to do here with this council, and I'm definitely open to some more ideas as far as how to better do that. It is tough, especially the fact that we're not, we can't be in person, because if we were, I think we would be doing a lot of different things, going to different gatherings and stuff like that. Like I wish this symposium this year, I wish it was in person. But let's get creative and let's think of some additional ways that we can do that, because I 100% agree with you. Because that's the thing, you know, it's not an easy job, and it can be challenging sometimes. You know, I think all of us have probably experienced this at one point, maybe several points throughout their time at a detachment, to where even myself, and I'm usually pretty positive, I've had some moments lately where I'm like, get me out of here, you know. So just kind of relaying that message that we're all in this together, you know, and 110% we got each other's backs. And you know, like I said, the door is always open. I genuinely mean, I don't just mean like 5-6 stuff. Like, if you guys ever want to reach out to even me or you know, any of my folks here, the door is always open, and you know, I'll never not pick up the phone. But let's think of some stuff like that, because that's what we want to do. Anybody have any thoughts on that? Or
yeah, I was wondering what platform were you thinking about doing those sanity checks on, like on GroupMe or?
Yeah, it can be on either platform. I just thought that, you know, because we're all in the same boat, just like, you know, checking on each other every once in a while is not, I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that, especially in the places that are really isolated,
right.
Or, you know, whether or not they may not feel comfortable wherever they're at. I think this is because we're all pretty much the same rank, and, you know, it wouldn't be such a bad idea to just have, you know, some type of sanity check every once in a while, just to see, you know, how you're doing. Is everything okay? Do you need anything? It doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, an official thing. You know what I mean? Just like a relaxed environment where we can literally let our hair down, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah, that was just whatever form that can be. I mean, I don't know, just, you know, throwing something out there, because like I said, it's just seeing some of the stuff that's going on. It's just kind of disturbing, and some people may be, you know, either affected by it or thinking about it, or, you know, have questions about it, or even bringing in somebody, you know, like you know, I don't exactly know who that would be, but somebody to talk to us on, you know, how to keep ourselves sane mentally, you know, with whatever it is that we're dealing with, giving us some pointers, some clues, some ideas of things that we can do at our different locations, or even, you know, with one another type of situation.
So I know that's a good idea. I know on the personal side, I guess we can like brainstorm on how to do that. But I know on the professional side, we have our sub-region superintendents that reach out and do like, so I know, and I'm not being biased, but this is Sir McKinney. I work with him, and he's also my sub-region superintendent, of course. But he does weekly reports, like he calls his members, emails them if they have, like he's helping someone with like a 1206, I believe, right now. And that's professional. This is on the professional side. But so I know you're talking about more on in a relaxed environment, but just so everyone knows.
On the group level too, because I know what you're talking about, because I work with my sub-region too, and superintendent, and she's awesome, and, you know, I know I can talk to her and whatnot. It's talking about like in general, because that's more like on a you know, region by region, because we're already separated as it is. So sometimes being in a group of people, you know, that go through the same thing and not just like individualized, can make you, you know, feel better, or yeah.
No, I agree. I know what you mean. Sometimes it's a good thing.
Also, I really like, and I forgot about this, but yeah, what Sergeant Johnson saying in the chat there, I forgot about in the group meet. Sergeant, am I saying his name? Banaga? I'm pronouncing that right? He was
That's my
yeah, right. I mean, I get that too. People can't pronounce my name, you know, so I got one of those crazy names too. But I remember he said something about wanting to do a virtual karaoke or something like that. And I meant to reach out to him, because I think that'd be something really cool that maybe we could partner with him on. Because stuff like that, I think would be I mean, you guys let me know. I think it'd be fun. I mean, there might be some folks that might say, "Oh, I'm not going to tune into this," but hey, but for those of us that do tune in, we'll make it fun, and it'll be a good time and another opportunity to kind of break the ice and network with each other, and also, like Sergeant Dixon said, check on each other and have those conversations in a more lighthearted way. So let's do that then. Let's reach out to Sergeant B and see if maybe he wants to take a lead on that. We'll partner with him and maybe figure out either karaoke or something along those lines. Or there we go. Maybe that's our new thing. Like, we have the Blue Table Talk, we have the 5-6. Maybe we have our own like separate entity where we do these monthly or quarterly things through Zoom, or happy hour through Zoom or something like that. I love it. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, and there's other things too, like if you search, it's like games on that you can play via Zoom kind of thing. They got really hot during the COVID pandemic. So there's games and things out there for people who might not like karaoke, but might tune in to play like categories or something else.
Right. That's pretty cool. So yeah, let's look into that. I think that'd be awesome.
5-6 happy hour. What?
You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
I do.
Bring your own beer. I mean, you have to bring your own beer because shoot, I can't give it to you through the screen, but
just mail it.
No one is playing Call of Duty. Get out of here.
Hey, Sergeant Lowe played Call of Duty with you. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. He's a Call of Duty fanatic. But yeah, let's get some stuff like that going. I think that'd be cool. Real quick, we got Chief Nunag here, and Chief, I think you got about 2 weeks left. Am I right?
Negative, Ghost Rider. I mean, negative, Mike.
My new name now, Iron Mike, Chief. You got to throw the iron on.
I gotta. Next week's
breaking up a little bit.
Hey, I just want to make sure for your tour. Do you guys have any question on that I can answer for you guys right now?
I think the one question, and I think my counterpart, Sergeant Lowe, is interested in extending, and I was going to look into that process for him. I haven't gotten into it just yet. I was wondering if you had some insight as far as to like what the suspense was for folks to extend if they wanted to.
I'm about to send an email out. So next week they're gonna roll that. They're gonna execute the change, right? 1 March. So they'll have a week to put on an exception to policy letter. So just I'll send out a template on how to accomplish that. Send it to us and Sergeant Guthrie, and then we'll work them. So and that's the direction we're getting. There's a lot of confusion on it because originally there wasn't a deadline or dates that you have to meet. It's just going to be do you want to stay in the 4-year tour or do you want to change to a 3-year tour? Since they put those dates on there, it kind of confused everybody. Right. So, but there's an opportunity to extend. And I spoke to AFPC for a long time this morning, and they said once you hit that 4-year tour, they're not gonna extend it unless there's extenuating circumstances that they can look into, i.e. High school deferment, or you're close to your retirement and just want to stay in the detachment.
Right.
So I'm going to have that in an email. I'm just trying to see how to best communicate that to the field. So I'll either send it today or Monday, but we don't have a lot of time to do those extensions. So I'll try to shoot it out today so you guys are prepped up for next week.
Awesome.
And I just have a quick question, Chief. So with the extensions, does it have to be a full year extension, or can it be like a 4-month, however? Like, so in I guess for an example, if someone were to, if their like 3-year mark was summertime and their DOS was in November and they were joining the Guard or something, would they be able to extend to November so they don't have to PCS?
I say do it. I'm all for extensions. Do it. It doesn't have, I don't think it has to be a year. You just got to indicate what you want to do and what expiration you want to put on there. I think they'll entertain that. Especially if you want to join the Guard or something like that, put that on the extension of policy letter, so they know what your intent is and they kind of look at it. It doesn't make sense to put you in an assignment bucket and for a short period of time, because it costs money to move us, right? Why not leave you in that detachment until you transition over to the Guard? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. It does. Thank you.
Cool.